So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose. Hi everybody, Martha here. No, this game's been out for like about a month now, and I'm just now getting a review to it because it took me so long to beat it mainly. I'm not really good at horror games. So it takes a while to beat because I have to take a step away from stuff and stuff like that. And a lot of times I end up having to go to other people's videos and know what to prepare myself for, so I'm not stepping in unexpectedly. So yeah, I don't know. Mostly, I would say only part that did scare the most was the dollhouse. As I'm not really a big fan of dolls. The weird thing is I can handle vampires, I can handle zombies, I can handle werewolves, and I guess fish people, and also things are supposed to look like Frankenstein. I guess that's what Heisenberg supposed to be. But to me, he doesn't remind me of Frankenstein. He reminds me of Magneto if he was younger. So yeah. Anyway, so let's get on to spoilers. Even though I kind of did say about the dollhouse. Sorry about that. But so this takes up right like 3 years after the seventh game. And Ethan has a daughter now named Rose, who they're afraid might end up having mold from his mom's side. Maybe it's not from, but we'll find out. Maybe it did not come from me, maybe it came from somebody else. So yeah. And they're like having dinner, and me as like reading a very, very scary story to Rose. And Ethan does not like it. So they put her to bed, and then they start to eat dinner. And this is when Chris shoots and was the thing that he kills Mia here. And then they try transporting them, and then Ethan gets again attacked, and he runs across a bunch of werewolves and a lot of people's other in town, and sees mostly the entire village die basically right in front of him. Who are the survivors that are left? And he gets a gun and a knife from that guy, from one of the people. And when he gets captured by my favorite character, everybody likes Lady Dimitrex because I guess how thick she is and stuff like that, and how tall she is. But nope, Heisenberg is the one I like, because I always find mostly the guys since I'm that type of girl. So yeah. So I like Heisenberg. Only thing I would not like about him, I would tell him not to smoke. Everything else he can keep. He can keep the fedora, he can keep the accent, he can keep the jacket, he can keep the metal controls, but everything else, but the smoking, he would have to get rid of. Because I don't like smoking. No biting, Solly. Solly's being a bother right now. He wants me not to do this right. He wants me to pet him, so I'll just pet him right here. So, but the two middle ones, does anybody like the two middle ones? Because I know, everybody thought that Lemmy Dimashek would be Mr. X, or, and chase you around everywhere. Now she does when you're in her section, right after you kill her one of her first daughters. She does stalk you like Mr. X and like Mr. X does. Only in her area. She does not stalk you the whole entire village. Like only the other time you have to deal with someone else stalking you is probably in the dollhouse. Like we don't have really Moreau does stalk you a little bit, but not really, and nobody really stalks you, and the factory. Even though we kind of have 5 different areas, because we have to go and beat the werewolves to the lichens, and beat their alpha dog. And there is a couple of secret bosses you have to deal with in this. You can skip. Like there's this big like giant. You can where you can like go get a cool weapon. There's also like a big lichen wolf that guards one of the houses that you were at before. After you beat Marone, you can like hear like howl, and if you go back there a bit, if you're smart, you can go there before he shows up and go get the key there. But do you want like some extra money to get to the Duke, which is basically the merchant all over again? I mean, I never played the 4th game. I do know what happens in the 4th game, but I never played it. It's one of those ones I watched on YouTube, so I mostly already know what happens, and I don't know if I'm ever going to play it, even though it is available. You can buy the PS4 and play on the PS5. I just don't like the fact that you have to escort somebody from basically the whole entire game. So, yeah. So, kind of happy that does not happen here. I thought I was going to do that, but I don't know how we escort baby. But, anyway. Kind of wish that we would get back to the third person fighter, because I don't like the first person player. I like behind the characters, and it makes things look scary, but I guess I just want to make things more scarier the better. So let's get to explain each one. So basically, Lady Demetrix, so we've come across first. And we have to fight 3 of her daughters the entire time. And you find out if you break the windows or the walls, and you see them basically get too cold and they fall to pieces and turn to stone, basically. So her daughters can't go outside, and yet she can, which is I don't know, confusing. I guess since they're made of bugs and she ain't, there's a difference. So yeah, and there's also they also have other vampires that they drain the blood fully that were virgins and stuff like that. So and basically, I do know what she's based off of, because I have studied stuff like that when I was younger. So I do know who they based her off of. She's not really based off of Dracula. She's off of a different person, but yeah, about a girl who bathed in blood of girls. So yeah, I don't remember her name. That's what I basically remember who she's based off of. So and the doll lady, she had both her parents get killed, and she went to Miranda to so she can have a better family and stuff like that, and she helps her help control only where she communicates with the animal or dolls, and then makes everybody else feel the same way she does with her pheromones of the plants. It makes them hallucinate old family members that they believe they're dead. So yeah. Yes, that part I would say is the most scariest part in the game. Do not play this game if you don't like dolls, or if you have problems with the fact that if you're already not wanting to have kids now, and you're gonna definitely not want to have kids after this. Yep. I mean, I already know how hard it is. I already see how hard it is for other people to have kids. No, thank you. Like having, think you're gonna miscarriage or something like that, or it kicks too hard. Uh, so that fetus, yuck, disgusting. Um, and the fact that it chases you around the house and you have to play like really around the rosy with it, and like hide under a bed. No, thank you, siree. And like what you have to make sure where it's around the corner, so we could run out of the house and run out and like make sure that on the elevator does not come down fast enough. It is not. Um, then you have to play like hide and go seek with the dumb doll when you have to find Angie and like find her and like all the other dolls' faces shake like nothing matters. And if you don't find them fast enough, they attack you. So yeah. And while this is like going on, you notice that that Ethan is like less like in the other one. He's able to like he loses the arm, he's able to fit back on and stuff like that. If he like gets hurt too much, he permits heals back up. So just like in the last game, you notice that something is up with Ethan. Like he lost a leg in the last one and lost another arm. So like you know that Ethan is not. You can just keep on thinking something's wrong with Ethan. And then we get to deal with the fish man, which I don't find him scary. I just find him disgusting, gross. Like the fact that you have to like cut like through the walls with a knife or a gun to get further on, and the fact that he like throws up acid and stuff like that. But come on, Ethan, you could have walked away. You had your daughter's flask. Walk away. Don't let him keep talking to you. Or else, right, you're stupid. So yeah, then after that, Heisenberg lets you know that he's willing to work with you. I kind of wish we did work with him, but I can understand why Ethan said no to him. But when we first to go beat the Lycans were who's guarding Heisenberg's flask. I really don't know why. If he doesn't have the flask anymore, why wouldn't we just leave? But I guess we have to kill all the lords for us to even talk to and go face Miranda, I guess. But Heisenberg's the only one who's not seem grateful for what Miranda's offered them. But instead he wants to build an army to go against her. Now I don't know if this would have worked. It would be nice to see if it did or not, but and I do like a lot of like all the different way, like all his minions look. But okay, I can kind of see how he's like Frankenstein, but kind of can't because I guess since he's the only one that hates his master. And Frankenstein didn't, and the monster Frankenstein did not like Victor that much either. So yeah, I can kind of see it, but I don't know. So, and I never really read not trying. What is Angie's supposed to be based off of like that one movie that's based off of Rag the Andal. Only thing I can think of is Annabelle. That's the only thing she like reminds me of is her. And also like I never read Dr. Moreau's book by H.G. Wells. But okay, I can see why some of these are based off of horror things or movies stuff like that. I can see that, or old history stuff. So Miranda, after you kill all her adopted children, basically, she comes and attacks you, pulls Ethan's heart out, and then we have Chris, who did reveal to Ethan that he did not kill Mia. he killed Miranda, who was basically pretending to be Mia. She basically was like wolf in sheep's clothing, basically here, and so she can get Rose and leave and stuff like that. But and we basically, Chris basically accidentally brought her to to the to the village. But again, I killed her, but nope. But after we get to see like Chris like be kick ass and like learn that Mario really is a guy who can go around kicking punchy boulders. I like the fact that even though I never played this fifth game, they reference that this game. I don't know how Heisenberg knows about this, but okay. But and he still, even though he's not does not punch any boulders, he still is a very hard guy to kill here with his gun, with all his guns, and he has a better knife than Ethan's. Where the hell was my knife like that in the game? We have one knife, and we hit him with Lady Dimitrescu, and we didn't get to have that knife back after we did that to her. We could use that on a lot of other people, but nope, we had to lose it. But and then he like finds the big thing that looks like a fetus. Like there's too many references to fetus in this game, and then like throws a like makes sure it works. Throws like we're gonna blow up the bomb thing, and but make sure like everybody's further away, so he has not blown it up yet. So then we find out that Ethan, who has been dead this whole entire game, and the whole entire game, the last game, it wasn't Miranda that killed him when he pulled out. Miranda killed out his heart. Oh no, it wasn't Miranda. It was Jack from the last game when he meets Jack for the first time, and Jack kicks him in the head, and that's when he dies. And that's when he becomes unmolded. And that's why he's able to grow back his limbs and reattach his stuff and stuff like that. And that's why Rose is the way she is. Because Mia got cured. But Ethan didn't. And Mia knew about this because she was trying to keep it secret. And she told Chris right before we change back to Ethan and tells him that, no, he's special. He doesn't know it yet because I kept it a secret. And Evelyn, who's still inside of him, even though she's dead, but she's able to still communicate with him since he's alive. I guess she lives in him, and that's how she was able to be a true successor when transfer over to Rose. And he says, I need to save my daughter. I don't care if I lost my heart here. I'm gonna be the best dad ever. Even though I'm falling to pieces, going a billion little pieces, I'm gonna go save my daughter before I knock over and die. And show Liam Neeson wish he was cool as me. I mean, I love Liam Neeson in that in that movie, but I don't think he can do this. Like all the other dads who try to make sure they save their daughter in all those cool action movies, like Samuel Jackson and Time to Kill, and stuff like that. But none of them could be this cool. They're literally being a zombie daddy and go and save their zombie daughter. So yeah, or whatever you want to call these guys, molded. I don't know. Even though I was like, kind of wondered if they did have zombies in this game, which they do. They're just not one of the big baddies this time. They're just one of the minions. So after he goes to Miranda after Duke transports him, and Duke's like really the one who Heisenberg tried to get revenge on him, but we don't know what Duke really is. If Duke is also one of Miranda's kids, trying to get revenge on him. Trying to get revenge on her because Ethan asks him, "What are you? Who are you?" Because I can't even answer that, so we don't know if Duke is one of her children too. But if he is, and he's helping Ethan, so he can get revenge on her too. But I don't know. I know he was supposed to be one of the lords, but they made him to where you buy stuff from him, and he's also your guide. So yeah, and um, so he makes sure you give your one last chance to stack up on items before you go and face Miranda. And so when she like brings back Rose, thinking that it's her daughter Eva, Evelyn Eva, they sound so similar. Why did they make two characters had the same name basically? Um, and they end up being basically this almost being the same character, but it's actually Rose that came back and takes part of Miranda's power, makes it where she starts draining, and where Chris hits her, and where Ethan can actually start shooting at her as well. So we had like some help because she's weakened, and where we can actually beat her. So yeah, and then when we beat her, um, Ethan like falls over and like dies for real. Like Chris tries to get him back to the helicopter, but he like grabs the bomb and like gives like Rose her jacket and tells um Chris to take good care of her and teach her to be strong. And he like grabs the bomb and makes sure to explode once everybody gets away, because he knows he can't go back, because he's literally falling apart. And so because he can't come back to together anymore after this. And so we kind of like see like at least a 20-year skip, because here in Rose gets the story finished reading the story, and it's going to see Ethan on his birthday and giving him flowers, and in one of the guys who works for Chris comes and picks her up and like calls her Evelyn and gets her Mary mad. Like, yeah, don't call her an Evelyn. Don't call her that. Her name's Rose, okay? So yeah, and she's wearing Ethan's jacket and has Mia's ring. So I don't know if Mia's dead or not. But so we do see we think this is Ethan, because some people have already like looked up in photo mode and and see it's actually they're using his model here, and we actually get to see his face here, what he looks like. Because in the game they're hiding his face all the time. Like, I don't get it. I know you're playing as first person, but I have played first in games, and I've seen people's faces. Like, only one I don't know what something looks like is that an old soldier game I forgot the name of. But that's the only time I can know. But that was because it was an old game, or an old World War II game my dad had. Where you're like undercover sometime. So yeah, but a lot of first-person games you play, you get to see the person's face sometimes. But it's a good game. It's I would definitely say so far still the four Resident Evil games I played. I still would say Resident Evil Remake 2 is still the best one so far. But I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna give this one a an 8 out of 10. So I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe. And bye bye.